COPBLOCK.
I was
people,
right in the middle.
how were people reacting around you?
I mean, they were just screaming. People were shocked. I mean, we just, you know, some of us wanted to help because, you know, in that moment you cannot think that maybe they're going to explode here as well, or they're going to, you know, use their guns or anything. You don't think of these things. You just want to help those people. And everyone was shocked. I saw one girl shouting her mommy, you know, just find her mom, and they were cuddling, you know. It was just
We were inside the market, the truck came in, it did not appear to be stopping, it missed us by a few metres, 3-5 metres. I looked to Sam to see she was okay, and then almost immediately the truck was gone past us, and then we tried to see who was injured. There were 2 people who were going to be okay, one was bleeding a little. Then I tried to help some people lift the side off one of the stalls so that some other people could pull someone out from underneath. And clear some of the wood out the way. They started to get them out. Then we was.
Were there children there?
I did not. Well, there were children in the market. I did not see anyone. I think my girlfriend saw someone hit a child under the truck afterwards, but I did not see that.
How many injured did you see?
Oh, 15, 20. Some moving, some not moving.
Okay.
Some people with bad blood on them.
Wirklich schwierig, das in Worte zu fassen. Es liegen Menschen unterm LKW. Die Bilder erinnern leider sehr stark an das, was in Nizza passiert ist.
Lass die Gasflasche offen!
Hier sagt jemand noch die Gasflaschen offen, also wahrscheinlich wird hier auch schnell evakuiert. Wie gesagt, wir sind hier auf dem Breitscheidplatz. Ein LKW ist auf den Weihnachtsmarkt gerast. Hat sehr viele Menschen verletzt. Wir werden jetzt weggeschickt von der Polizei. Wir wissen noch nichts Näheres. Und auch den Opfern zuliebe werden wir hier natürlich nicht weiter draufhalten.
Нет, вот я где... Там они там дверь открывают.
versuche jetzt jemand von der Polizei zu erwischen. Der LKW wird jetzt untersucht. Im Führerhaus liegt wahrscheinlich noch ein Mensch.
Gibt es irgendwelche Zeugen?
Noch einmal.
Weiter bitte. Bitte weg.
Den
Gehweg bitte. Gehen Sie bitte auf den Gehweg.
Ist jemand von der Presse da?
Nein, noch nicht. Bitte auf den Weg.
Okay, gerade erkundigt. Von der Presse ist momentan von der Pressestelle der Polizei noch keiner zu sprechen. Also für alle, die jetzt dazugekommen sind, hier hat sich ein Unfall ereignet. Am Breitscheidplatz, der Gedächtniskirche.
Where's the driver of the truck? Is he like apprehended or anything?
ISIS terrorist who killed 12 after hijacking HGV, murdering driver and plowing into Berlin Christmas market is a Pakistani asylum seeker, 23, who was radicalized after arriving in Germany this year. Pakistani asylum seeker Naif B, 23, entered country a year ago under false name and as criminal record. Asylum seeker was living inside hangar for immigrants at a Berlin airport since raided by commandos at 4 a.m. At least 48 injured and 12 dead after truck mowed down shoppers at 40 miles per hour in a busy Christmas market. Driver stared at crowds, including children, along 80-meter stretch of pavement packed with stalls. Naif B said to have been radicalized after getting to Germany and directed to kill by his ISIS handler. A broad masked killer fled scene, but was pursued by Hero witness who chased him on foot and led police to him. Polish registered lorry understood stolen by hijacker, who may have murdered its driver, found dead in cab. Angela Merkel says Germany is in mourning, but terror attack could be hammer blow to 2017 election hopes. The terrorist driver of a hijacked 25-ton lorry used to murder 12 people and injure 48 more at a Berlin Christmas market is a Pakistani asylum seeker allegedly radicalized by an ISIS handler after arriving in Germany this year, it was revealed today. The masked 23-year-old named as Naif B, who entered the country under a false name on New Year's Eve 2015, turned off the truck's lights before mounting the pavement at 40 miles per hour and plowing through crowds of people enjoying mulled wine after work. The vehicle laden with steel cargo ripped through stalls and shoppers at 7 p.m. on Breitscheidplatz Square, outside the Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church in the German capital's main shopping area. Witnesses said victims including children were sent flying like bowling pins and sucked under the wheels, leaving rivers of blood as the killer driver stared at them before jumping out of the cab and racing from the scene. Police managed to take the masked terror suspect alive at a nearby zoo after a hero witness in the Christmas market gave chase on foot while giving officers second-by-second updates on his phone. Nave B, who was already known to police for petty crimes, was taken to a Berlin police station for interrogation. The suspect is denying involvement in the crime, according to German media. Police confirmed the lorry's original Polish driver, who was transporting steel beams into Germany, was last heard from at around 4 p.m. yesterday and was found shot dead in the cab in an apparent murder hijacking. German officials have said that the driver is a Pakistani national who entered Germany via the Balkans on December 31 and February as an asylum seeker. He was believed to be living in a refugee camp at Berlin's Tempelhof Airport, which was raided by an elite group of armed anti-terror police at 4 a.m. this morning. The terror attack could be a political disaster for Angela Merkel, who will seek a historic fourth term as German Chancellor next year. The German leader has staked much of her political capital in opening up Germany's doors to refugees and in doing so divided a reunited land. In a further hammer blow, security sources have suggested that police in Berlin were warned that an attack on a Christmas market could be imminent. ISIS has praised the Berlin attack and urged jihadists to carry out more in Europe. Police believe that Nave B was only recently radicalized in Germany and may have been ordered by an ISIS handler in the Middle East to carry out the attack. Returning jihadist fighters to Germany have told intelligence operatives that ISIS regards the country as a prime target for terror and has been striving all this year for a spectacular outrage to match those carried out in France. Officials currently classify around 500 Islamists in Germany as high risk, and 250 of them are monitored around the clock. But lone wolves like Nave B are hard to spot and, when not part of an organized network leaving electronic footprints, almost impossible to apprehend before the event. At 11 a.m. Chancellor Merkel spoke about the carnage, saying, "An entire country is united with the victims and their survivors in deep mourning. We all hope and many of us pray for them. That they can find comfort and support. That they can survive after this terrible attack. I know that it is particularly hard to bear for all of us, that a person has committed this act who has asked for protection and asylum in Germany. Millions of people have been asking, how can we live with it that at a Christmas market, a place of joy, a killer brings death to so many people? I have no simple answer to this question. This act will be punished as severely as our laws allow. We have to assume, according to the latest news, that this was a terrorist attack." Armed police in Britain have been patrolling markets in major cities and surrounding them with a ring of steel crash barriers to prevent a vehicle being used as a weapon. Scotland Yard has said it is reviewing security at public events after the attacks in Berlin and Ankara last night. Police were able to capture Pakistani terror driver Nave B, 23, thanks to an eagle-eyed witnesses who saw him escape from the wrecked cab of the truck and one heroic man who followed him. Perhaps he wanted to seek shelter in the dark, said police spokesman Winfried Wenzel, adding that the police were kept informed of his movements by the man tailing him from a safe distance. During the pursuit he stayed on the line permanently to emergency services, updating them every few seconds where the killer was heading. He was captured near the Victory Column, close to the city's zoo, by officers in a passing patrol car. Police spokesman Wenzel added, "With the help of this witness it was possible to capture the suspect. This kind of civic courage gives us courage too." The Polish lorry driver whose truck was used in the Christmas market massacre was shot, according to the Interior Minister of the state of Brandenburg Karl-Heinz Schroeder. Nave B is believed to have entered the country on New Year's Eve last year. He is understood to have been arrested several times since then for petty crime. Security sources say he came from Pakistan and crossed over into the German southern border town of Passau from Austria, having traveled through the Balkans with thousands of other refugees. He then made his way to the German capital and stayed in emergency accommodation at the former Tempelhof airport before pluing the juggernaut into the crowded market, killing 12 and 48 injured. Formal identification of the suspect remains difficult as he used several different IDs. As German police, the White House and Germany's top security official indicated the incident was likely terror-related, there was a chilling echo of the deadly terror attack in the French city of Nice in July. It also came just 1 hour after the Russian ambassador was shot dead in Ankara. The harrowing incident also comes amid repeated warnings from various security agencies that ISIS planned to wreak havoc on European countries during the festive season, specifically threatening Christmas markets. The usually merry streets became scenes of chaos, with people being pulled from under the flattened wooden stalls and others ferried off in ambulances, some tragically under white sheets. The Die Welt newspaper said that German intelligence had been warning city authorities for the past week of a possible attack on a Christmas market. Germany's justice minister says federal prosecutors, who handle terrorism cases, had taken over the investigation. Police used Twitter to urge locals to stay in their homes, to check suspicious objects and encourage people to use a Facebook safety check loved ones were safe. German Chancellor Angela Merkel says she is mourning the dead, while the White House said, the United States condemns in the strongest terms what appears to have been a terrorist attack on a Christmas market in Berlin, Germany, which has killed and wounded dozens. Police prepare to remove lorry involved in market massacre loaded, 0% progress, 0% 031 previous play skip mute current time 031 / duration time 033 full screen need text share this more videos. Armored police prepare to storm Strasbourg building. Police hunting up to 5 motorcyclists involved in hit. Chilling phone call Martin Bryan made to police Duran. Austrian riot police involved in scuffle with protesters in April. The Polish owner of the lorry confirmed his driver was missing. Speaking on Polish news channel TVM24, the owner of the haulage firm Ariel Zarowski said his relative would not have committed an act of terror. I can say hand on heart that the man who drove into those people in the center of Berlin was not my driver. This is my cousin. I've known him since I was born. I can vouch for him. My scenario is that they did something to the driver. They hijacked this vehicle because it was practically in the center of Berlin and they had a good vehicle with which they could do what they did. Alarm bells started ringing for the Polish haulage company when the lorry's GPS showed the vehicle was being driven like a beginner. The readings appear to suggest the lorry was hijacked between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., according to Luke Vasik, from the transport firm. At 3:19 p.m. and 3:44 p.m. failed attempts to start the engine were recorded. The lorry was then driven in short distances towards the Christmas market before 5 p.m. and then again, just after 5:30 p.m. During these short journeys the GPS showed that the engine appeared to be choking, so the company tried to contact the driver to find out what was happening. However, no one answered the calls. Mr. Vasik told Polish website WP Money, "It looks as if someone was trying to learn how to drive this. He had problems with its operation." The lorry was driven to